What's up, vapors? Thanks for checking out Daily Vape TV. My name is Nick, and today we're going to be taking a look at the QIU 200. Alright guys, so the random question of the day is, what is your favorite summer beverage? It's getting really hot out now, and it's time to just kick back and relax with a nice icy cold drink. So what do you guys like to drink out there? Just drop your comments right down there in the box below. Personally, there's two schools of thought with this one here. You can go alcoholic versus non-alcoholic. So as far as my favorite non-alcoholic drink, it's going to have to be iced tea. You really can't go wrong with a nice cool glass of iced tea on a hot summer day, especially peach iced tea for those of you that know me very well. Peach is definitely my all-time favorite flavor profile, so yeah, that's definitely going to be my pick for a non-alcoholic beverage. As far as an alcoholic beverage, beer is really good, but beer is good after the sun sets. After the sun goes down, that's when I break out the beer, but before that, I'm going to have to go with maybe like a Moscow Mule, something like that. It's refreshing, it's fairly light, and it's just kind of got that, that little zing to it, which is really enjoyable. So those are my picks for my favorite beverages in the summer. Just drop your comments right down there. So this is the Sansto QIU 200w, which we're going to be taking a look at today, with a big, huge shout out and thank you to Sansto for allowing me to take a look at this device for the purpose of making this video. So I've had this one in my collection for quite some time now, but it's finally up for review. You might have seen it on the channel from time to time, just kind of pop up in other videos here and there, but today this one is all about this guy right here. So taking a look online, this device was actually a little bit difficult to find for me because none of the major US retailers are carrying it. However, I did manage to track down a couple of links for you guys, especially for this kind of slate gray color here. But there are 5 colors available. You have the, of course, slate gray one. You have a black and red. You have a green and black sort of camo. You have a kind of goldish, greenish color and a brushed bronze one as well. But with that, it's going to cost you about $45 to $55. So if you guys want to pick one up for yourself, I'll leave the links that I found right down there in the description below. But without further ado, let's go ahead and dive down to the close-up view and take a better look at this thing. Alright guys, so as you can see, we've got the QIU 200 in its original box, so let's quickly take a look around the packaging, and then we'll take a look at what's inside. So, first and foremost, lovely display box. As you can see, we have the product right there on show, which is great. Sansto QIU 200 with little QIU 200s running like this behind it in a little spot gloss. I know it's going to be pretty much impossible to see on this video. And on here, we have QIU 200. On this side here, we have their social media information and scratch-off authentication. Sansto on the top and on the bottom, and on the back, which is almost impossible to read, we have some basic information there. The specs and some company information, that's pretty much it. Let's open her up, and this thing is difficult to get out of the box. Okay, there we go. Just pop the whole thing out. There we go. And yeah, just a little piece of foam there. Underneath, we have the instruction manual, which is booklet style. So yeah, no points off there, but words are really, really tiny, and the graphics are boring and bland, and yeah. No points off, though. You know what? You got to forgive them a little bit because they got to print these things in about 10,000 different languages, but no USB cable. I'm a little bit upset. No magical USB cable to be found in this one here, so there you go. That's what's in the box. All right, guys, let's talk about the specs. First of all, it takes 2 high-amp 18650 batteries. It's made out of ABS and plastic. Output modes include Kanthal, stainless steel, nickel, titanium, and TCR. Output wattage is 7 to 200 watts in 0.5 watt increments. Max output voltage is 8.4 volts. Max output current is 45 amps. The modes include normal, soft, hard, and user-defined. Resistance range is 0.1 to 3 ohms in regular Kanthal wattage mode, and 0.05 to 1 ohm in temp control mode, and the temperature range is 100 to 300 degrees Celsius, or 200 to 600 degrees Fahrenheit. Alright guys, let's get this thing fired up. First thing you're going to do is just flip it over and just get your fingernail in this little hole here. There we go. It's a little bit difficult to get that open, I'm not going to lie. This thing clicks really solidly into place, and yeah, it can be a little bit difficult, but let's just pop some batteries in there, and doop, positive up this way, so like that. Pop our battery door back on. You can hear it click into place, which is kind of nice. And look at that, it's already ready to go. As you can see, already on, and it remembers your last wattage, which is nice. So the basics on this one are pretty darn easy. Basically just 5 clicks to lock it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then now it's locked, so I can press this button and it won't fire. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now it's unlocked, so it fires up. 3 clicks to get into the menu. 1, 2, 3. And you can see the little highlighted section there zooming around. And if you want to go to temp control, just go to that one right there, tap the button, make your selection, and it's that easy. We're going to leave it on Canthal for right now because that's what's in this tank. Obviously, power up, power down, and if you click the button and the down button, it's actually a power lock. So you got to do it just right here. You got to do, I think it's down first and then fire. There we go. So if you do it just right, you got the power lock setting, which is so that you don't change your wattage by accident, which is kind of nice. Same thing to undo that. There we go. And that's pretty much it. So you have your power lock, you have your actual device lock, wattage up and down, and the 3 clicks to get into the menu, and that's your basics. That's your lot right there. So with that, let's go back to the main screen, have a quick vape on this thing, and we'll talk about it some more. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the close-up section of this video. Now let's talk about my personal thoughts about this device, some pros, some cons, and whether or not it's worth purchasing. Starting off with the pros, my first pro is that this thing is super light. This is definitely one of the lightest mods that I own. In fact, this Juggernaut tank on top of here feels actually heavier than the mod itself, even with batteries in it. So that's pretty impressive if you ask me. Not to mention that it also makes a great little carry around all day, every day sort of thing because it is that light. It's not going to weigh you down and it's not going to feel really super bulky in your pocket. My second pro is it's very easy to use. The user interface is super simple. There's not a lot of complicated menus or anything like that to get through. If you want to just pop a tank on top of here, set your wattage and vape, this is definitely the device for you. My third pro today is that this thing is super ergonomic. It feels great in the hand, plus the combination of it being super light. This thing makes for one very comfortable mod overall. I mean, it just fits the shape of your hand really nicely, especially if you have slightly larger hands. I would definitely recommend this one to people with, you know, slightly larger than average hands, I guess, because it just kind of fits that shape ever so perfectly, and that's something that's perfect for me. And my fourth and final pro for this one is the clicky button. Not only does it have that audible sort of click to it, but it also feels really nice when you're just clicking it. And with that, it's kind of oversized too, so you can always find that fire button no matter if you hold it like this with your pointer finger on the button or like this with your thumb on the button. No matter what, you're going to find that no problem, and you're going to hear it click when you go to take a puff. Alright guys, so moving on to the cons, my first con is that this thing severely lacks innovation. I mean, it's a dual 18650 200 watt mod that looks almost identical to the Tesla Y mod. In fact, I mean, there's several of these sort of devices out there on the market right now that are just basically copying each other. They're not breaking any new ground, they're just riding the wave of the same old kind of platform and just making money off of them. I mean, I'm not expecting something crazy revolutionary or anything like that, but just take something and just give it a little bit of a tweak or a twist to make me kind of discern the difference between, you know, mod A, B, and C, besides the fact that, you know, it has a different brand name on it. My second con for this one is it's not the prettiest thing to look at. This one is definitely not winning any beauty pageants anytime soon, but it kind of just reminds me if you just took a rock and hollowed it out and shoved a couple of batteries and a chip in there, this is pretty much what you would get. So as far as I'm concerned, I mean, yeah, it's really subjective and it's not going to make a difference on the performance whatsoever, but if you're looking for a mod that looks like a hollowed out rock, then you found your dream mod right here. And my third and final con for this one is the screen is really tiny. I'm getting a little bit tired of these horizontally positioned screens. I mean, I really wish that it had something about the size of like the Wismec devices, just a little bit bigger screen that's vertical orientation, just makes it that much easier for you to look at your wattage and know what you're reading. And with this one here, it's all kind of crammed together and there's a little bit more information than you really need on the screen to begin with. But besides that, it also has 2 decimal places after your wattage number, which I don't really understand because it runs in half-watt increments. So right now I'm at 84.5 watts, but it has an extra 0 after the 5, which makes no real sense to me. And that's just that much more screen real estate that you could free up and just change around a little bit to kind of make it look a little bit neater. So at the end of the day, is this device worth purchasing? Would I go out of my way to pick one of these up if I didn't get this one in for review? I'm going to say no to this one because there's absolutely nothing about this device that makes me want to tell you guys to go out and buy one right away. I mean, it fits in with the 18 other devices that are on the market that do the exact same thing, and this one just kind of is right there stuck in the middle. It's not a bad device whatsoever. I mean, if you're looking for a nice little lightweight, reliable mod, then this one would not be a bad choice. But for 55 bucks, I feel like there are some better options out there available. But I will leave you guys with a link right down there in the description below if you want to pick one up for yourself. So that about does it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe for more videos just like this. Don't forget to click that notification bell right next to the subscribe button if you want to be alerted whenever I upload videos. Big shout out to you guys in the notification squad for getting here early. Also, leave me some comments in the box below. I'd love to hear your thoughts about the QIU 200 or anything else you guys want to discuss down there. Also, make sure you check out the advocacy and my social media links right down there in the box below. You can buy t-shirts if you want a Daily Vape TV t-shirt like this one here. You can check out the Teespring link I've got in the description right down there. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and as always, vape on. Blah, blah, blah.